إن الحمد لله وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين. عباد الله، أوصيكم ونفسي المقصرة أولا بتقوى الله، فاتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون. ثم أما بعد. All praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most gracious and the most merciful. The best of his peace and blessings shall be bestowed upon his beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and upon those that follow his footsteps in the best of manners. Dear brothers and sisters in Islam, our deen, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala willed for it to be, is a deen, is a religion that encourages its followers to develop and succeed in life. It's not a deen of pure spirituality with no application on earth. It's a deen that guides us to be prosperous and successful wherever we are and in every field that we experience in life. Now, Islam as a tool of success, unfortunately, has not been understood properly nor applied properly. Thus, you always, unfortunately, hear that stereotyping or reputation that Muslims backwards and not able to keep up with the modernity and the developments in life. If you look at the condition of our ummah, unfortunately, it also testifies to that notion. But we all know with absolute certainty it's not Islam that's causing that backwardness or underdevelopment. It is our understanding of Islam and our application of Islam. Today, inshallah, we'll be talking about 7 steps that will help us, whether we're young or old, to become successful Muslims in Canada. Why in Canada? In a place where we are a minority. We're proud citizens of this country, proud contributors of this great country, but we are a minority. And we need to acknowledge this. How do we succeed as a minority? And why are we saying to become a successful Muslim? Because unfortunately, throughout the years, where our community is being developed and it's growing, some people thought that in order for you to become successful, you can't be Muslim at the same time. You have to choose between success and Islam, between your development as an individual and your identity as a Muslim. Can we combine both? We absolutely can. And we have great successful models in our community that prove that you can be a successful Muslim, successful in the field you are, and a proud Muslim of your identity and being able to interact with the society without having to isolate yourself. The 7 steps starts with the following. First of all, and this applies to us as an individual and as a community, we need to be aware of our surroundings. Many immigrants, new immigrants, when they come with the mentality of the place they came from. And it becomes really difficult for them to adapt. So they lock themselves up in their geographical place that they came from, and they don't know anything about their surroundings. It's important, extremely important, especially now maybe the younger generation that are born here or came here young, they go to school and they get exposed to their surroundings. But the rest of us that were probably raised elsewhere, we need to know our surroundings. We need to know everything about this country. It's important because if we're going to belong to the country, we need to know it. We need to know, based on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's order. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said in Surah Al-Hujurat, يَا أَيُّهَا النَّاسِ إِنَّا خَلَقْنَاكُمْ مِنْ ذَكَرٍ وَأُنْثَى وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave us a direct order, a clear order of ta'aruf. He says, when you are living amongst tribes and nations, and this is the situation wherever we go, it could be amongst people of other religions, ideologies, and race, like this diverse country that we're in, or you could be in a homogeneous country, but people from different tribes. Whether it's this or this, we always live in a diversity. So all you Muslim, who created from male and female, you're living amongst groups of people of different backgrounds, ta'arafu, get to know one another. It's important for us to get to know one another. It's important for us to get to understand everything around us. The geography, the people, the culture, the norms, the values. We need to know our surrounding, because there's a very important piece and benefit in this ta'aruf, which is the exchange of goods. We get to know what's good around us, we adapt it. We also get to show our surroundings what goods we have, so we can give it. So this exchange of goods makes you part of the country that you're in. Extremely important. Step number one, get to know your surroundings. Step number two, do not isolate yourself first as an individual. Do not isolate yourself from your community. Very important. A lot of people come with the mentality of, don't associate with your community. And I remember in the 90s, where I came from, the number one advice was, don't associate with Arab. Weird. Very weird and destructive piece of advice. People are advising each other to stay individuals, which is in contrary to what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants us to do. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَاصْبِرْ نَفْسَكَ مَعَ الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ وَلَا تَعْدُ عَيْنَاكَ عَنْهُمْ تُرِيدُ زِينَةَ الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, stick with the group. Which group? الَّذِينَ يَدْعُونَ رَبَّهُمْ بِالْغَدَاةِ وَالْعَشِيِّ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَهُ. The ones that pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala morning and night. Stick with your community. Because now we realize that as an individual, you cannot face the challenges. Such challenges around us can only be faced and dealt with if you are in a group setting. If you are with the community, people that will stand beside you, people that will support you, such as these masajid and these blessed communities. And also Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, in many hadith that are famous to all of us, he told us, Yadullahi ma'al jama'ah. And he also told us, alaykum bil jama'ah wa iyyakum wal furqa. Stick with the jama'ah, with the group, and do not fall into divisions. Do not fall into divisions. فَإِنَّ الشَّيْطَانِ مِنَ الْوَاحِدِ مَعَ الْوَاحِدِ وَهُوَ مِنَ الْإِثْنَيْنِ أَبْعَدِ. الشيطان مع الواحد وهو من الاثنين أبعد. Shaitan, evil, challenges, form of evil, any challenge you face in life could affect you or even destroy you as an individual. You won't be able to deal with it. وَمِنَ الْإِثْنَيْنِ أَبْعَدْ. But if you are two or more, it will have less of an influence and impact on you and your life. Because you got support now. So it's clear in step number two that we need to always stick with the group. Step number two. Step number three, do not isolate yourself from the bigger society. As an individual and as a community, we need to associate with the bigger society. That includes everybody around us. Co-workers, neighbors, classmates, people that we meet and we interact with that from different communities. Some people think if we isolate ourselves from the other, people that have different mentalities, different ideologies, we'll be able to protect our deen and protect our identity. Time proved that it's wrong. Protecting ourselves and being accepted in a society is by interacting with others. Unless we got something to hide, which we don't. We have good things in Islam that we want people to know. And we can be friends with others. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us clearly in Surah Al-Mumtahina, لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم إن الله يحب المقسطين. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said clearly in Surah Al-Mumtahina, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never prevent you, or you Muslims, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will never prevent you from doing two important things. To be just to others and to exercise birr. Birr. The word birr is a word that we always hear combined with birr al-walidain. And the word birr, as Rasulullah ﷺ explained, al-birru husnul khuluq. Al-birr is the best status or the best level of husnul khuluq, good manners, kindness, mercy, assistance, help, the best of your manners. You're allowed to exercise. You should be at your best of your manners, of birr, of kindness, and justice. To whom? That's the question. Only Muslims? No. الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم. Those who did not fight you or fight or threaten your religion and did not drive you out of your homes, which applies to people around us here. They accepted us. They gave us homes, land to live in. So as long as we live in this peaceful assembly, we need to exercise good manners. We need to show our husn al-khuluq. We need to show al-birr and kindness to everybody around us, whether they belong to our community or their fellow citizens. This is extremely important. However, there's a clear condition in this ayah that we need to understand. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, لَمْ يُقَاتِلُكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ, they did not fight your religion, they did not threaten your religion. This might not only be someone who holds a gun to your head and say, convert out of your deen. Alhamdulillah, nobody does this here. However, the condition of this association and friendship is, your deen is not being threatened. A common question that we always get, my children have friends that are not Muslims, or can I have a friend that's not Muslim? Absolutely can. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us to be kind to everybody. But when we say friend, we need to pause a second. Friend, yeah, we can have friends for sure. But you need to watch yourself in this friendship. Is it threatening your deen? Is it decreasing your iman? If your children go to public school, then you realize that all of a sudden they don't want to pray. They don't want to read Quran. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do this. Then you ask yourself a question. Let's look into their friendship. When the behavior is changing, you need to look into the friendship. Why is it threatening the deen? Eventually, we want the good for everybody. And we want to protect our religion. So this kind of association needs to be regulated with the fact that we are protecting our deen and not giving up our deen. Our deen is the most important element here. Protect our deen and be friend and be kind and associate with everybody as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala instructed us. Point number 4, collaboration on issues of justice. Very important step, especially again when we live in a multicultural society, different groups of people. We always need to seek collaboration. Every time there is an event or a movement to support a group that's based on justice, human rights, we have to be there. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Habib Mustafa, taught us how to do this by action. When he joined Hizb al-Fudul, and that was prior to Islam, he joined an alliance called Hilf al-Fudul. Hilf al-Fudul, when the people of Quraysh agreed to get together to protect anybody from injustice and oppression, to protect the right of anyone, whether they belong to Quraysh or came out of Quraysh, anybody that requires protection, they will join hands and help them. What did Rasulullah say about Hilf al-Fudul? He said, لَقَدْ شَهِدْتُ فِي دَارِ عَبْدِ اللَّهِ بْنِ جَدْعَانَ حِلْفًا مَا أُحِبُّ أَنَّ لِي بِهِ حُمْرَ النِّعَمِ. He said, I've witnessed an alliance that I will never give up, even if I'm given the wealth of earth. If someone offered me the wealth of earth, I will never give up this alliance. It's better for me than the golds and the wealth of earth and the treasures of earth. This is how much he valued supporting justice for everybody. And he also said, he added to the same hadith, وَلَوْ دُعِيتُ إِلَى مِثْلِهِ فِي الْإِسْلَامِ لَأَجَبْتُ. And if I would have been called to join such alliance while being a prophet, I would definitely respond. An open advice, an open instruction to you, O Muslims. We need to join people when it comes to justice, because we support justice for the idea of justice, for the sake of justice, not selective justice to a certain group or race or ideology. Keep that in mind as point number 3. However, there's also a condition when it comes to alliances. And we've seen some applications in our time where people, some Muslims, activists, tried to exercise this notion in alliances, but they fell into a trap. Islam is highly regulated, clear, systematic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Rasulullah wants us to get into alliances, but however, He wants us to protect our deen again, not on the account of our deen. The condition for these alliances is لا للمداهنة. We do not give in, we do not jeopardize our deen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in al-ayah al-karima, وَدُّوا لَوْ تُدْهِنُ فَيُدْهِنُونَ. The people of Quraysh, at the time of his prophethood sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they asked him to join an alliance. They offered him to join the Council of Governors and become one of the statesmen, because he's now becoming influential. So come and join us. But they had a condition. They said, your system, your deen, will adapt it to our system, and then we'll rotate. One day Islam, one day something else. So come and join the group, but we don't want pure Islam. Let's use it and mix it with the systems that we have. What did Rasulullah ﷺ do? He rejected. Absolutely. Because keep in mind, his goal was not to join the Council of Governors, or become a governor, or become a ruler. That wasn't his goal. So he rejected such alliance because it jeopardized his religion. They said it clearly. Jeopardize your religion, dilute your religion. You don't have to believe in this and you don't have to believe in that, and we will accept you as a leader. He said no. So this is a clear instruction that any alliance we make, and we have to make alliances and we have to work to support justice, please, the condition is clear. Do not jeopardize your religion. Do not give up your religion. Otherwise, there's no point. If we come here and we lose our religion, there is no point. We don't need the community anyways if we don't have the religion, because our assembly is based on our faith and deen. We want to keep this assembly, we protect our deen. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله ولكم فاستغفروه فيا فوز المستغفر. بسم الله والحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Step number 5 in becoming a successful Muslim is respect the covenants. Do not trespass. Do not break the rules and regulations. Do not break the law. Be a law-abiding citizen. It's your trait as a Muslim to respect rules and regulations and policies. Be that citizen. We all make mistakes, and we're all subjected to making mistakes. However, we try our best not to break any law and to adhere to the policies of the state. This should be well known. This should be the reputation of a Muslim, because you as a Muslim, your life is all about adhering to Al-Quran Al-Kareem, the teachings of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, adhering to laws and regulations. This is our life. This is what we live by. So we exercise this and respect the laws and the rules of the states, knowing that Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala clearly told us, وَأَوْفُوا بِالْعَهْدِ إِنَّ الْعَهْدَ كَانَ مَسْئُولًا. Fulfill your obligations. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is telling us, fulfill your obligations and keep your promises and keep your covenants. Step number 5, know your deen. You want to protect your deen? Know your deen. We need to know everything about our deen. We need to know the teachings. We need to know, we're not going to all become allama. We're not going to all become scholars. But you need to know what helps you survive as a Muslim. What helps your religion survive with you when nobody else is practicing. People that lived in countries of Muslim majority, it was easier on them. You didn't need to know the wisdom behind Siyam, for example, because you wake up, yesterday no Siyam, today Siyam, everybody's making Siyam, it's easy. I'm not going to question, I'm not going to question anybody. Although the knowledge is there for us to learn, but it's easier when it's done with the Jama'ah. But here, we're minority. Everywhere you go, you need to explain, why do you pray? Why do you fast? Why do you do this? Why don't you eat pork? Why? All these questions makes it a burden on some people. If you don't have answers, it causes discomfort. You need to know. You need to know. You need to learn. The kids need to learn. You also need to know fiqh al-mu'amalat. How do we deal with such situations when it comes to mortgage, when it comes to this, when it comes to that? We need to know. It's important for us to know so we're solid and we protect our religion. Something else that we need to know that's extremely important, and unfortunately it's becoming common nowadays, is we need to know Islam. We need to know Islam as principles, as aqeedah. Why? Because Rasulullah told us there will be 70 some groups that will claim to be Muslims. They will claim to be Muslims. But I need to know. I need to know that. Our kids need to know that. They need to know that there are 70 some groups they claim to be Muslims. Why do I need to know? Not because I want to reject them or fight them or I don't care. People choose whatever they want. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us. وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيُؤْمِنْ وَمَنْ شَاءَ فَلْيَكْفُرْ. People have the right to choose whatever they want. But I need to know to protect myself. Because unfortunately, some of these groups that claim to be hyphenated Muslims, such Muslims, such Muslims, such Muslims, they are going out there and claiming that they're Muslims and we practice like you practice. They lead the Salah and some Sunnis pray behind them. They work with us and they claim to be Muslims. Why are they hiding it? I don't know. But it's definitely deceptive. And it's dangerous, especially for the young ones, because when they claim to be Muslims and they start having weird practices, people think this is Islam, let's do it. Then you find yourself following something else. It's happening. I want you to know that this is happening. It does exist in Canada. Because it's a multicultural society, everybody is there. So we need to know the principles of Islam. We need to purify and know this is our aqeedah. Whoever believes in it, ahlan wa sahlan. You believe in something else, it's up to you. But please, let me know. When we deal with each other, let's be clear about it. Let's not deceive one another. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَنْ يَقُولُ آمَنَّا بِاللَّهِ وَبِالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ وَمَا هُمْ بِمُؤْمِنِينَ يُخَادِعُونَ اللَّهَ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا وَمَا يَخْدَعُونَ إِلَّا أَنفُسَهُمْ وَمَا يَشْعُرُونَ. There are some people that claim to be mu'mins, but they're not. They're trying to deceive Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and they try to deceive a mu'min, but they're deceiving themselves. But if we don't wake up and know what's happening, we will be deceived. We'll be fooled into something that's not Islam. We definitely have to pay good attention to this point so we can purify and protect our deen. And the last step that will help us succeed as Muslims in Canada is you need to know, as a minority, your only way to success, your only way to prosperity is ihsan, is excellence. And one of the meanings of ihsan is excellence. If you are an ordinary person, you're not going to do yourself good. As a minority, you have to be at your best. You have to be creative, innovative. Excellence has to be our sign. Anything we do, any work we do, it has to be excellent. Wallahi, it's known in different parts of the world. Every time minorities exist, they're really good. This minority, they're really good at this trade. This minority, they're really good at this profession. Look at the Muslim minority. We still need to learn this. Although it's part of our Islam, but we haven't been exercising it. The Muslim community has to be excellent in everything they do. So no Muslim, when you hear Muslim, when I'm hiring a Muslim, oh, this guy is honest. Because this community, they're very honest. They will never cheat, they will never lie. Excellent in our manners, excellent in our technicalities, excellent in our knowledge. By being excellent is the only way for us to prosper and succeed. We put all these together, inshallah, and will all, our children, the next generation, will be proud of being Muslims. And us will be proud of being Muslims, and inshallah will attain the success of dunya and akhirah. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us understand our deen and help us apply it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to open our hearts and open our mind for this great religion. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us His love and the love of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us and protect our deen and protect our children. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to shower us with His mercy. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect all the weak ones across the globe. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from all الفتن ما ظهر منها وما بطن. اللهم احفظنا من كل الفتن ما ظهر منها وما بطن. اللهم احفظنا من بين ايدينا ومن خلفنا وعن يميننا وعن شمائلنا ومن فوقنا ونعوذ بعظمتك ان نغتال من تحتنا انك على كل شيء قدير. نرهم لك يصلون على النبي يا ايها الذين امنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا وحبيبنا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين. ان الله يامركم بالعدل والاحسان وايتاء ذي القربى وينهى عن الفحشاء والمنكر والبغي يعظكم لعلكم تذكرون. فاذكروا الله يذكركم واستغفروه يغفر لكم والله يعلم ما تصنعون.